Vasyl Lomachenko dominates and destroys Nicholas Walters in 7 one-sided rounds. Actually made Walters quit at the end of the 7th. Walters said no mas in Spanish to referee Tony Weeks. And when Weeks asked him to confirm exactly what he was saying, he said, yeah, I quit. I don't want no more. So there you have it, folks. There was no knockdowns in the fight, but Lomachenko dominated pretty much from the opening round. I think one of the commentators on the feed I was watching gave Walters one of the rounds. I didn't give Walters any of the rounds. I thought Lomachenko won every single round in the fight. And as the action was progressing, he was just getting more and more dominant. And by the 6th, 7th, it wasn't competitive. I think, I typed on social media, this fight is not even competitive at this stage. It's a one-sided affair, and it's really becoming a beating. And the only thing which really surprised me here, well, I did pick Lomachenko to win this fight. I was very firm on that prediction. I felt strongly that he would win, but I picked him to win on points. What surprised me here was that Nicholas Walters quit. Yeah, he was getting outboxed and he was taking a few shots, but coming from a third world country, I mean, not to be stereotypical here, but especially if you look at Jamaican fighters over the years, fighters who are born and bred in Jamaica, they normally go out in their shields. They normally have to be carried out on a stretcher rather than quit. That might be the first time that I can remember a Jamaican born and raised fighter actually quitting in a high profile fight. If there was another one, you tell me. But normally the Jamaican fighters, they go out in their shield, from Razor Ruddock over the years to Mike McCallum and Simon Brown and Trevor Burbick. I mean, these was all guys who would, they'd rather get knocked out than quit. But here we have Nicholas Walters quitting. So I'm surprised that he quit. Not surprised that he lost, though. I did expect him to lose, and the fight did play out the way I thought it would. Well, actually, maybe that's not quite accurate because, again, I picked Lomachenko to win on points, whereas even though Nicholas Walters quit, it looked like he was on the verge of being stopped anyway. I mean, give it another couple of rounds, he probably would have got dropped and taken out by Lomachenko. Lomachenko was applying the pressure. He wasn't just boxing in there. He was actually stepping around, using that incredible footwork he has to try and step around and get the job done in terms of pushing for a stoppage. Now, anybody who's going to fight Vasyl Lomachenko, at least at super featherweight, forget about trying to outbox the guy. Forget about it. What's the point? And to me, that was one of the mistakes that that Nicholas Walters made here, is he was trying to be too technical. You can't go in there and try to be technical with Lomachenko. He is Mr. Technical. He's athletically very gifted, technically brilliant. This guy had, 400 amateur fights and only lost a single fight? Why are you even trying to be technical with him? If anybody's going to fight Lomachenko, forget about trying to box. You just have to go in there and try and push him to the ropes, back him up into the corners. Yes, you're going to take punches on the way in, but you have to gamble. Because you're just not going to outbox the guy. Not going to happen. The only guy at super feather who even stands a chance of being able to be competitive boxing with this guy might be Yuriorkis Gamboa. And that's not because Gamboa has the skills of a Lomachenko. He certainly does not. But what Gamboa does have is incredible athletic ability. Similar to, he's not exactly like this guy, but I'm just giving you an example. Roy Jones Jr. in his prime was very athletically gifted, but he wasn't technically the best. And Gamboa is similar in that sense. He's not the greatest technically. He's certainly nowhere near as technically proficient as Lomachenko, but athletically, Gamboa is very, very gifted, and he's powerful, and he can punch with both hands. So there might be a chance that he could be competitive in the middle of the ring when they're trying to move around and box and whatnot against Lomachenko. But apart from him, nobody stands a chance actually trying to box Lomachenko. You got to get in there. You got to chop away. You got to try and rough him up. You're not going to outbox this guy. Yeah, and again, I just feel, when I saw them come out for the first round, I just thought, Nicholas Walters, if you really want to win this fight, you can't be boxing the way you're boxing right now in this first round. Like, forget about it. Yeah, you might as well just wave a white flag and quit now, because you're not going to win boxing like that. you got to really get rough. You got to do what Salido did. And I know it's outside the rules, and I'm not condoning anything outside the rules, but I'm just talking about the attitude of going in there and trying to get rough and get stuck in. You can't be trying to be cute. You can't be trying to be technical and none of that. The guy is way, way too good. I said in my pre-fight video that Vasyl Lomachenko is several levels above Nicholas Walters in terms of skill. And I know there was somebody who took exception with that comment. Well, if you're watching the video now you can understand why I made that comment, why I said that he's several levels above Nicholas Walters skill-wise, because he is. He's several levels above everybody skill-wise in the super featherweight division and above most people in boxing, full stop. So, you know, it's going to take a very special talent to beat this guy, or a very strong puncher, a very rough fighter, maybe a bigger fighter, I don't know. But yeah, so Vasyl Lomachenko moves on, high tech. He certainly is very high tech. And some people, you know, I saw a few people say, Lomachenko's fights all look like sparring sessions. To be honest with you, out of the technical boxers out there, Lomachenko's one of the best to watch because he lets his hands go. He throws combinations. He moves around and, you know, he's bouncing in and out. It is kind of similar. I mentioned this in the pre-fight video. It is kind of similar to a young Manny Pacquiao, the way he's bouncing around and stepping off to the side and all that kind of stuff. But he's better technically than a young Pacquiao. Maybe not the puncher a young Pacquiao was, but better technically. And, you know, uses his feet. And he's good to watch, I think. I'm not saying he's compelling, but to me, he is good to watch. I do enjoy watching him, particularly like here where he's pressing for the KO. Yeah, if he just stayed on his boxing for 12 rounds, even I might have got a bit bored. But the fact that he was pressing for the KO and putting the pressure on Nicholas Walters, I like that, and I found that entertaining, and that's what I like to see in a fighter. I don't just want to see you dominate the guy. Go for the kill, man. Finish him. Take him out. And Lomachenko did that, so I'm happy with his performance. Drop your comments in the comment section below. Let me know how you felt about Vasyl Lomachenko. Were you surprised that Nicholas Walters quit? Again, not to be stereotypical, but these guys from third world countries, they normally come with a hell of a lot of hunger, particularly when they get an opportunity like this. So to quit like that, to not go out on your shield, is it surprising to you? Maybe it's surprising to me anyway. That's what I can say. So let me know how you feel. It's your boy Hatman. I'm out.